After starting the season 0-4, the Chicago Sky get their first win of the season in a battle against the Dallas Wings, 97-92. We're going to talk about it all and more right after this.
Welcome to Chicago Sky Central, and here's your host, Haize.
What's going on, Sky fans? Welcome to another episode of Chicago Sky Central, your number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. I'm the host there, Haize, but more importantly, you guys can follow the channel at Chicago Sky Pod on every social media platform we happen to be on. With that said, let's go ahead and get into this content today, y'all. And the Sky get a dub. The Sky get a dub. It was a much-needed win by the Chicago Sky after the struggle that this season has been up until this point. 97-92 in this game. Camila Cardoso responds to a lot of the criticisms me and Stevo is definitely thrown towards her in regards to this. Like, I got to start this off. The criticism was loud. The praise is going to be just as loud as well. What's wrong with the audio? Hold on. What's wrong with it? Give me 1 second, y'all. Sound kind of off. Hold on, y'all. Give me 1 second. One second. All right, y'all. I had to switch to the other side of the studio. Hopefully, that's a little bit better. I am so sorry. I know that's not the best and the most awesome podcasting. Hopefully, this one sounds a lot better. I apologize for that. Then on top of that, my kids they flew to see my dad in California. So then I got a call. They flew unaccompanied. My dad's trying to figure out where they are in the terminals. So with that said, hopefully we can get focused on the content. I apologize for all that's going on. I'll work on that side of the studio when we get it together. But as I was saying before all the drama started, is that Camila Cardoso, all the criticism that I've had towards her, that me and Stevo have had towards her, the praise is going to be just as loud. Camila Cardoso went out and had herself of a game today. I don't know how you can give any doubt towards her. 23 points, 8 rebounds, 1 assist, 1 steal, only 1 turnover in this game. Camila Cardoso came out and played complete and utter beast mode. That's what she did. This is what you need to see Carmela Cardoso play like. That's it. That's what she needs. That's what she needs to play like when it comes down to it, man. It's amazing. It's like this is what me and Steve will talk about. Like, even when we are a little bit harsher on her, it's because we know that she has the capability to play like this. Like, this is in Camila Cardoso to play like this. She's such a good player. The speed and strength that she plays with when she's on was great, right? But then on top of that, Ariel Atkins, right? This is one of the games we talked a lot about, the acquisition of Ariel Atkins and how she really has not been playing the best, and maybe not even been asked to do her game so far. But 17 points in this game, 6 assists, 5 rebounds, 1 steal in this game from Ariel Atkins. You get 8 points from Kia Nurse, who actually started off the game pretty well on fire. 13 points from Courtney Vandersloot with 9 assists, 5 steals in this game. She did have 5 turnovers as well, but you got to take the good with the bad. Angel Reese, one of the more pedestrian stat lines that you're going to see from Angel Reese, with only 6 points, 9 rebounds, 5 assists. But when you saw this game, she played some really good at key moments defensively. You got 13 points off the bench for Rebecca Allen. And the Sky overall, they shoot 41% from 3, 46% overall from the field. They limited the turnovers somewhat, right? 13 turnovers still, but they had less turnovers than what the Dallas Wings had. They had 16 turnovers in this game. 37 points from Ariel. From Marike. Arika is a beast. It's always great to see her when she gets in that rhythm. It's special, right? 37 points from her. I want to give some acknowledgement there. You get Dejanay and Paige combining for 30 points. They got 15 points each in this game. And this was just one of those games where it seemed like things were clicking for the Sky. They had a big lead early on. They came out of that first quarter up by 10. They lost the second quarter, but they still had that big lead. They gave up 30 points in the third quarter. And that's typically so far this season. When the Sky give up a quarter like that, they're not going to get back in the game. They got back in the game today, right? Despite that 30-point third quarter where they only scored 19, they came back. They outscored them by 10 in the fourth quarter of this game. And some of that identity, some of that lack of fire that we've seen from this team this season, that was not a problem at all in this game. That was not a problem in this game. The Sky came in there and they played with the heart. They played with the desire. They played like a team that cared about winning. And, sometimes you just need one. You just need one, right? And the Sky did not want to go down. They needed this victory. They needed this one, man. So, we'll see what they can do. We'll see how much of the things that they did in this game that they learned to kind of take away from it and start playing better overall, right? But there's got to be a good shot in the arm at least, right, at the bare minimum. Now you face off against the Wings again. You go now to Dallas on Saturday. You face off against the Wings, and then you get a week off, right? So I hope that the Sky can get another win, right? Because if you can get 2 in a row before going into a week off, I'm sure Tyler Marsh, at least I hope. I don't know much about Tyler Marsh as a person, so I can't say I'm sure. But my hope is that Tyler Marsh gets these ladies together. And uses that week to not only get the ladies together, but get himself together, right? Welcome first 2 weeks of the season. It wasn't what you thought it was going to be. It's not the same as when you're an assistant coach sitting on the back end of somebody else's bench. You got to go out there and figure some shit the fuck out. And that's what the Sky realized that they had to do today. They had to figure some shit out. And they did a much better job in it today. Much better job in it today. We got to see how it's going to continue to go for the Sky. And hopefully this is a step in the right direction. Camila playing good, really good. Our offense looked much better than what it has for the majority of the season, right? And this is why you can't and again, I don't want to be a front runner on this one at all. We were facing off against the Dallas Wings, right? They got one win on the season, just like we got one win on the season. So nothing's fixed yet. Nothing is solved yet. This is a win, acknowledge the win, keep it pushing, but you still got a lot of work that you need to get done. Even if you win both these games against the Dallas Wings, you still got to prepare. You come out the gate after next week and you got the fever, right? In a week after tomorrow, you got to be prepared. Yeah, it's a good chance Caitlin Clark's not going to be in that game, but it don't matter. That's a deep team, right? So this hopefully is going to be the start of the Sky playing much more like the team that we thought we were going to get coming into this. This felt like a team that gave a damn. We haven't always felt like that. It hasn't always felt like it gave a damn. And that's the unfortunate part of it. So, hey, let's hope that this is a step in the right direction, man. Let's see how you guys are feeling. Chicago Sky's having her media session right now on their channel on YouTube. Yeah, that's always around this part after the game. She played like her hair was on fire. She played like a monster. Killer Miller. Hey, listen, we got to see more of it. Got to see more of it. But this is a physical team in the Dallas Wings, man. They were throwing elbows out there early on. Like, did you see how much E. Will got elbowed in the face in the first quarter of this game? Like, that was crazy. That was crazy. Tara McCowan is a monster, and she's a criminal. And I don't mean that for real. She's just a beastly of a player. But yeah, it is what it is there. They had less than 10 turnovers this game. Still had 13 turnovers this game. They still gave up, especially in the first half, they gave up a lot of points off turnovers. But it is what it is. I think they had 8 turnovers in the first half, and they gave up 12 points off those 8 turnovers. But they corrected it in the second half of the game, and that's good. You don't win this game if you don't give it up. So you need to keep that going, man. They need to play how they played those last 3 minutes every game. Listen, the last 3 minutes were filled with so much fire. That's what we've been wanting to see from this team for sure. Wanting to see. Now, if Miller can get her fouls under control, she'll be able to stay on the floor more and eat. Yeah, I mean, you got the guards that should be able to get her the ball now, right? Carmela says last 3 minutes were so fluid, good ball movement, and good communication. I had a joke there, but I'm not gonna say that joke. We've been a clean show today. I'm gonna leave that alone. But you're absolutely right. Enjoying Chicago Sky Central. Like the video. It's free. I promise it won't hurt. Absolutely. Tell them. Miller continuing to be aggressive all game is a difference maker. She can carve out space good, but she got to stay aggressive even when she don't get the entry pass. Agreed. Right? Like there's a couple, and you've seen it in some of the teams that we face up to this point, right? Like some of the better bigs in the WNBA are bigs that stay aggressive regardless of what's going on. That means that you're staying aggressive and setting screens, right? You want to always make your physical presence known. Even when you're not getting the ball, even when you're not scoring, you have to make your physical presence known when you're as big and as strong as Camila Cardoso. And that's something she's going to have to unlock to start doing more consistently. Of course, you can't take away from that. But that's what some of the best bigs in basketball, not just in the WNBA, but in basketball. When you have that much of a size advantage, you need to make sure that you are felt, that every player on the court is worried about where you are, whether you get the ball or not. And she's only in her second year. We're only 5 games into her second year in the W, right? So, hopefully that's something that her coaches are instilling in her. Hopefully that's something that the players are also building confidence in her with, because you got to get it together. And if you can, great. Great. And we'll see what happens there. We shall see what happens. I knew Miller was ball after she show up with the Don shirt. Hey, listen, sometimes you gotta lock in. You gotta lock in, and sometimes you feel that once you lock in. Paige is helping with McCowan's confidence for sure, for sure. This game should bring Thriller Miller's confidence. Let's hope, it's one game, right? But you play against the same team in a couple of days, so hopefully you're already going to go into that like, hey, this is the team that I played extremely physical against and got success against. So you're going to do that. And then it's up to the coaching staff, it's up to Miller to continue to unlock that, right? Like I said, you always want to make your physical presence known when you're somebody, when you have that physical profile like a Camila Cardoso. Miller scoring like this will open up the floor for everyone. Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. Opens up the floor for everyone. That's why it's so easy to get frustrated with Camila Cardoso, right? It's because everything that everything that a team needs out of a big, she has the ability to do. She can open up space for other players, right? She can, like I said, get other players open as well by like setting physical screens. Her ability to run in transition. Like when you see somebody 6'7" with Camila Cardoso's strength, running at you like a gazelle, like she can do at times, that should be terrifying for other teams, right? So we're taking the long path to get there, but the most important thing is that we get there, right? And that's what we have to do with Camilla. We got to get there, man. Eventually, we tighten up. There's still room for growth, but we are on the right track. Yeah, listen, one win, but that's always what it was going to start with, right? Like you're not going to correct having a 4-game losing streak in one game. You got to win one game at a time until you start building that confidence, start correcting the ship. It's one game at a time. And this is that first game for this Sky team. Now, Tyler Marsh, Angel Reese, Camilla, Courtney, what do you guys do now? Ariel Atkins, one of her best games in the Sky jersey so far. Let's go. And even like I said, even Kia Nurse. I know she only went 3-10 in this game, but go back and look at the start of the game. Kia Nurse made some really important plays in the first quarter of this game, where our offense necessarily wasn't firing on the best cylinders. So you want to continue to have that. Haley Van Lith, only 8 minutes played. She was 1 of 4 today, but I saw some things in her little bit of time where I'm like, okay, like you can see a little bit of it. You just gotta. It's a momentum thing. You got to build that momentum. And hopefully this is the start of that for the Chicago Sky. Not gonna overreact or act like we've solved it all. It looked good this game. It looked good this game. Let's continue to put it together, man. Chicago showed patience and high IQ in the last 5 minutes, and that's huge, especially in a tight game, right? We haven't had that. So you're 100% right. When you show that level of correcting things, it's good. Like, because this would have been easy for a game after giving up a 30-point quarter. It would have been very easy for the Chicago Sky to just wither away like they have been. I'm glad they didn't. Definitely glad they didn't. Angel Miller chemistry is constantly growing. I love how Angel always looks for her. There was a point in the game where Angels knew she didn't have it offensively and told the guards to hit KC. I mean, and that's just awareness. That's leadership, right? That's being smart. There's going to be games where Angel Reese's offense isn't the thing, and that's fine, right? But those are going to be the games where it's really important that Camilla makes her presence known, that plays really well. And so it's a balance between those two. I love it if we get more games where both the ladies have double doubles. I think it's going to come, especially with the guard play that you could potentially have here. But it's going to be slow going for anybody who really thought that it was going to be as easy as boom. We're gonna hit the season on all cylinders, firing on all cylinders. It's very rarely that. Right now, I will say this: they started off a lot worse than what I expected, even if it was a rough start. But let's see what we do. Let's see what we do. Carrie says yes, because when Camilla is dominating in the paint, it draws 2 or maybe 3 players to her, which leaves open 1 or 2 shooters. Plus, I feel like Camilla's court vision isn't talked about enough. Well, yeah, you know why it's not talked about enough? Because she doesn't really get an opportunity to use it a lot. Right? We don't run from the inside out, right? We don't run our offense from the inside out. That was one of the things that Tyler Marsh said in the offseason that we haven't really seen yet this season. Now, granted, when you start out, it's easy to have a plan until you get punched in the face. And this guy got punched in the face to start the season off. But, hopefully if Camilla starts playing consistently more aggressively, then we can start seeing that. All right, we can start seeing those things. I think BA needs to be in the starting lineup. The team has a different energy when she comes out, and you can see her and Angel have chemistry too. I mean, I do expect at some point a little bit something to change with the starting lineup, especially if the adversity keeps happening. Now, I will say this. It's something about having Rebecca Allen come off the bench, because I do think that you can trust her to come off the bench and find her rhythm more than you could a Kia Nurse. But I thought that Rebecca Allen would be a starter here. You can go back to some of our preseason conversations. I thought that she would win that starting position. But maybe they're bringing her off for some just so they can have consistency off the bench, right? Sometimes the extra pass is where was there and Kia Nurse would just shoot it. Yeah, I think that's her job. I think that's what her role is, though. And that was more so in the second half. You're right. Like in the second half, she got shot happy. But that's why I said she did some really important things for us in the first half. The second half, I think with the third quarter that the Sky had, losing that third quarter 13-19, you saw some players start pressing. Kia Nurse was one of those players. She did start pressing, and that's not a good thing. You got to figure it out. I want to see Allen, Angel, Miller, HVL, and Ariel rotation. I want to see them have more patience and use clock. I want Miller to keep up the aggression. She got to keep up the aggression. The Chicago Sky can't be the best version of themselves if Camila Cardoso is not playing aggressive. And again, that's not to put the whole success of the team just on Camila Cardoso. It's not that, right? There's a lot of other pieces that matter. I'm just saying that if we want the best version of what the Sky can be, that comes with Camila Cardoso also being aggressive. You need those two things to be in tandem. You need that to happen, right? I think once Atkins stays aggressive, Sky win more games. Let's hope so, Francis. I tend to agree with you on that one. Miller passed up a good shot for a better shot. She was able to recognize how the defense was playing her, and she capitalized. Agreed. No notes on that one. 100% agree with you on that. 100% agree with you. But hey, the Chicago Sky get a dub. That's the important thing. We get a day off. We come back Saturday. We face off against the Dallas Wings again, and let's hope that the Sky team is ready. If Miller and Angel would keep the ball up high instead of bringing it down, probability they score more or get fouled. Yeah, I mean, I get what you're saying in that. I don't think that we always get them the ball in the position where they can just take it up, and I think teams are kind of playing them for that. But I listen. I'm not saying that your thinking is wrong on that one at all. I'm just saying that I think there are some game reasons why you don't see that enough, right? Angel's stat line wasn't the great. Defensively, she really showed up and she made pretty solid decisions with the ball in her hands. Yeah. And that's why I said, like, it's not the greatest. It's one of the more pedestrian stat lines you're going to see from her, but it's not just about the stat line. And that's why you want to also watch the games. And that some people don't. They just try to ascertain what the value of a player is just based off, or what the value to a player in that game was based off the stat line. And you know what the stat line doesn't show? The stat line doesn't show when she altered shots, right? It showed if she blocked them. It doesn't show when she altered shots. It doesn't show when she closed out and forced a defender to give up the ball and pass it rather than go up, right? It doesn't show those type of things. So Angel had a really good defensive night. And it's not always going to be the offense from her. It just is what it is. It's not always going to be offense from Angel. It's not always going to be the 13 rebound games, right? Sometimes it's going to be she went out there and she made the right plays. She went out there and she gave the tough defense. She went out there and made some of those dog type plays that you need to see. And there's nothing at all wrong with that. So, really good game. Love seeing Courtney Vandersloot as well, and her be a little bit more aggressive tonight as well. Quigley was in the arena, and their daughter, I believe, their baby. I don't want to trying to misgender. No, I can't remember if they have a son or daughter. But when you have your wife and your kid in the building, it motivates you a little bit more. And Courtney Vandersloot was playing like the Courtney Vandersloot of old throughout a lot of this game. It was really good to see that as well. So, but that's my time, y'all. Thank you guys for tuning in, man. It has been a long day for me. My babies, not that y'all care. I know y'all here for the basketball, but my two youngest, my 14-year-old daughter and my 11-year-old son, they flew by themselves to California today to go spend some time with their grandfather. And I've been a nervous wreck since I dropped them off at the airport. I'm not going to lie to you. I've been literally a nervous wreck. It's the first time flying without their older sibling with them. So I was like, I've been freaked out. I'm going to be 100% honest. I almost didn't do a post-game show because I hadn't heard that they landed yet. But thank God they called me during all the drama with the sound issues. So, it is what it is there. I was a little freaked out and worried about my babies, but they are safe and sound in California. Their grandfather has them, and that's the most important thing. But yeah, I've been a nervous wreck all day. So that's why I look a little disheveled. Yeah, I've been nervous. But thank you guys for tuning in to Chicago Sky Central, man. Make sure you guys are following us at Chicago Sky Pod. You send us any feedback, questions, comments, concerns, ChicagoSkyCentral@gmail.com. Lastly, if you want to leave a text message and our voicemail for the mailbag, the number to do so, 773-270-2799. We're the number one spot for everything Chicago Sky related. I'll see y'all in the next one. Go Sky, y'all. Peace.
This has been a presentation of the Break Media.